9 months after he was assaulted on the premises of the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, Ikeja, photojournalist Benedict Walaka has testified as the first prosecution witness before a Lagos magistrate court sitting in the area.
My camera seems like I should go like that. Where is your camera now? My camera.
The photojournalist was assaulted and battered in the full glare of cameras while trying to take pictures during the release of the remains of victims of the Dana airline crash which occurred last year June. One of the alleged attackers, Bayo Ogunshola, a director with the TOS Funerals located within the premises of the teaching hospital, is currently being tried for the assault against the photojournalist. Staying in Lagos, the trial judge, Justice Okechukwu Okeke of the Federal High Court, Lagos, last week Wednesday, withdrew from the trial of the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable Adeyemi Ikuforiji. In a short ruling, the judge announced his withdrawal and adjourned the case indefinitely. The judge, who is retiring from the bench next month, said there were tactics by certain persons to blackmail the court. He added that his withdrawal from the case was in the interest of justice. Justice Okeke's sudden withdrawal is coming almost 3 months after he refused an application by the prosecuting agency, the EFCC, which requested that he withdraw and send the case file back to the Chief Justice for reassignment to another judge, since it was not likely that it could be completed before his retirement. In a move that was widely considered as strategic, the lead EFCC prosecutor, Mr. Godwin Obla, had withdrawn from the case, a move which frustrated Justice Okeke's insistence to continue with the trial. The Speaker of Lagos State, Honorable Ikuforiji, and his personal assistant, Oyebode Atoyebi, are charged with laundering over 500 million naira public funds. From Anambra State comes a report that the Federal High Court sitting in Awka has adjourned till the 30th of April the leadership litigation between the contending factional leaders of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. The Maxi-Oku faction had applied to the court to vacate an order of the same cause which favored the Victor Ume faction. The court had ordered Oku and other winners of the party's national convention of April 8 to stop parading themselves as the national officers of APGA. Following the inability of the parties to agree on the representatives of the party, presiding Judge Mohammed Salisu had to adjourn the case. Another case of public interest also stalled is that of the convicted former director in the Police Pension Office, Mr. John Yakubu. He's filed an application alleging double jeopardy and a challenge of the jurisdiction of the Federal High Court, Abuja. The EFCC has described the application as a move aimed at delaying prosecution, but Mr. Yakubu says that the determination of the issues raised could dispose of the trial if granted in his favor. On the 16th of May, the parties will adopt their documents in support or against the application, and trial judge Adamu Bello will eventually have to decide if the application has merit. The former police pension boss, after paying a 750,000 naira fine on conviction for complicity in the diversion of police pension funds, is now facing a 4-count charge of failing to declare all his assets as a civil servant. Away from the courts, the National Judicial Council, NJC, has suspended Justice Abubakar Tauba of the Federal High Court for a period of 12 months without pay. The NJC, after its initial findings, suspended the judge on the basis that he did not exercise judicially and judiciously his discretion with regard to the sentence he passed after convicting John Yakubu, the former Deputy Director of the Police Pension Office. It was, however, a narrow escape for Justice Okechukwu Okeke, who just withdrew from handling the case against the Lagos Speaker and who is due to retire on the 18th of May. The NJC considered his response to several petitions written against him and decided to warn him seriously. At the next sitting of the NJC in June, the Council will consider other petitions written against 18 other judges across the country.
Every day you invite us to your home. Now we invite you to our homepage. Join Channels TV on social media. Hang out with us on Google Plus/Channels Television. Follow us on Twitter.com/Channels TV_NG. Friend us on Facebook.com/Channels Forum. And don't forget to like our page. That's not all. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Channels Web, to get constant video updates on news and events in Nigeria and around the world. ChannelsTV.com, the news at your fingertips.
Welcome back. This next report is a background on the moves to create the corporate manslaughter offense, after which we will be joined on the program by Mr. Adetola Kasim. Horror. That's the word that best describes the tragic fire incident which killed 45 workers of the West African Rubber Products Company Nigeria Limited, Odogunyo, Ikorodu area of Lagos State in 2002. The workers reportedly died in the night inferno because the Chinese owners of the company went home to sleep and allegedly locked the gates against the workers after closing hours. Although members of the National Assembly and Lagos State House of Assembly visited the factory along with some officials of the Federal Ministry of Labour at the time, 11 years later, nothing concrete has happened by way of implementing the reports of the various government agencies which investigated the fire incident at the time. In 2008, a toxic chemical allegedly mixed into a feeding medicine for babies killed at least 70 Nigerian children. According to the officials of the Health Ministry at the time, a batch of the mixture My Pikin, which went on sale, contained diethylene glycol, an industrial solvent, and an ingredient in antifreeze and brake fluid.
The only way we fault him is that he should have analytical technique to recheck his active ingredients and the vehicles and his excipients before even he starts production.
We just arraigned the manufacturers of that My Pikin teaching mixture. As we promised that we are going to zealously prosecute people who manufacture products that cause death or injure Nigerians. This is the promise being fulfilled today.
Fast forward to 2012. Who can forget so soon the Dana Air Flight 992, which crashed in the Iju-Ishaga area of Lagos, which killed all 153 persons on board the flight from Abuja to Lagos. Some people believe that the crash may have been caused by dual engine failure and a subsequent forced landing. Indeed, Nigerians across all sectors of the economy have increasingly become more endangered and prone to avoidable industrial accidents. While some lose their lives, some others lose vital organs, which renders them permanently incapacitated. It is against this background that some concerned parties have called for a law to subject corporate organizations and government agencies to criminal liability. The bill, entitled A Bill for an Act to create the offense of corporate manslaughter and matters incidental therein 2013, was sponsored by Senator Pius Ewerido of Delta State. The bill seeks to create offenses of corporate manslaughter and make corporate bodies, entities and agencies culpable for willful acts of negligence, dereliction of duty and or gross incompetence which result in the death of a person or persons. Mr. Gani Adetola Kasim is a self-developed man. Despite not attending secondary school, he trained himself, passed his O and A levels, and subsequently graduated in 1979 with second-class honors at the Faculty of Law, University of Lagos. He obtained his LLM from the same university and passed his bar examinations also in a second-class upper. He worked in public service and retired voluntarily as an undersecretary after 15 years. He established his law firm immediately he retired and has engaged in extensive litigation work at all levels of court throughout the country. This senior advocate of Nigeria, amongst other things, is an expert in cases of employment, labor, and industrial relations. He joins me on the program now to take a closer look at the corporate manslaughter bill. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you.
Now, last week Monday, there was a public hearing on a bill on corporate manslaughter. We've heard that it was sponsored by one of the senators, and there's been so many reasons. It's to make corporate organizations more responsible, liable for their activities, and it's to protect the customers. Now, let me start by getting your first impressions about the bill.
Well, it's to the extent that it's the first time such a bill is being introduced in this jurisdiction, one would say it's novel. But that is not to say that similar statutes do not exist in other jurisdictions.